Hello and welcome to another replay cast from the 4th Samurai Summer Championship 2024, hosted by TsR Atlantis. This is the semi-final, actually already, from the upper bracket, played in in the format of a best-of-7 series between Chaos Blade in the black and green banners and Blaqfury in the black and yellow banners. So we might have some banner confusion at some point, being that they both have black core banners, but let's see how it works. But anyway, we are here on Gunma field, which I believe has been picked by Blaqfury, as he is the attacker in the first match. And we do have also a shrine on the left side, which is more accessible to Chaos Blade side, and a sword dojo on the right side, which is more accessible to Blaqfury's side. This is actually the first replay cast where I'm commentating completely blind. So I don't know who actually won the series. All I know is the total number of replays. So at some point during the series, I will be able to infer who wins the series, but I don't know it yet. So as of now, I have completely no idea. But that makes it more exciting, I think. So going over the armies, Chaos Blade brings some Yariki, two of them on his left, one of them being rank 1, supported by a Revolver Cavalry. Then on the right side, he has two more Yariki, both of them vanilla. And that seems to be about it. So not a lot of Gaff, only 5. Then he has a very expensive unit, which could explain it. So he has a TsR 175 range. Very strong unit if used correctly, and can be used very efficiently on Gunma field, definitely. Then he has an Azure Dragon Force, which tells me that he also has 4 Red Bears. So 1, 2, 3, 4 Red Bears and 2 Azure Dragon Force in total. So the only reason you bring these is because you already maxed out your Red Bear limit, which explains it. Otherwise, don't use this unit because it's just worse than a Red Bear and it costs a little bit more. And then he also has a Royal Marine rank 5, so he has 2 increased range units and no spear levy at all, it would seem. His general is a Gunma general. Then for Blaqfury, we have on the right flank a Red Bear and a Black Tortoise, a Royal Marine as well. In the center, he has Red Bear and Black Tortoise. And on the left, he has another 150 unit, this time an Imperial Infantry ranked 9, with the support of another Black Tortoise and a Red Bear. So he likes this combination of Black Tortoise and Red Bear, it seems. Gaff-wise, he has a Yariki on the left, capturing the Sword Dojo. Another Yariki, Revolver Calf and Saber Calf in the center. And 2 more Yariki on the right, also all without upgrades. So they're basically already announcing with this calf selection that they're going to use their calf more supportively and not as a main striking force, which you can also do in Fall of the Samurai. And his general is a mix between gun and command. I think it's the exact same general that I also use, judging by the stats. So very interesting. But of course, this is also, I mean, it's great for Blaqfury that he captured the Sword Dojo. Could be a huge advantage. Also boosting the resiliency of his infantry units against calf charges. But the problem is when you bring 2 150s on a flat map like Gunma fields, that you are very much countered by what Chaos Blade has brought, which is a 150 and a 175 ranged unit. And I think that Chaos prepared for this match in the sense that he looked at what Blaqfury has played so far in the tournament on this map, which I think he has brought 2 150s before on Gunma field, which explains this choice of the TsR. You wouldn't bring this unit probably in a blind match, not knowing what your opponent brings, because it's a high risk. if your opponent brings lots of Cav and plays an aggressive build, you're very much screwed with the TsR. But this makes it more interesting. So the Shrine should be captured any minute now by Chaos Blade. So both players having one very important dojo. And as we see on the minimap, Blaqfury just hit a Yariki here. Now it's moving again. So he's definitely acting like the aggressor here, which he is by just going by the rules. And Chaos Blade naturally playing very passive, not trying to get into too much of a messy engagement to give his TsR more time to fire. Here, I think Chaos got a raw deal on his Royal Marines. I think he fired a couple shots at this Red Bear and got baited into the Royal Marine of Blaqfury, so he already lost 35 men here. This is not going well. But it seems he wants to take this fight now. And his TsR is able to shoot over the heads of the Royal Marine. I didn't know that this was possible here. It just seems like the slightest of elevations. But yeah, there is a slight elevation here, going from left to right. So this could change things a lot. The TsR does have an attack order on the Red Bear, however. So it's not Marine and TsR against this Marine, but it's Marine versus Marine and Red Bear and TsR against the Red Bear. Interesting choice. But of course, Blaqfury does have the Imperial Infantry close by, which already lost a couple men. I would assume due to Miss Micro getting a little bit too close here. I don't know where those kills came from, to be honest. And Blaqfury's general down to 5 men. What happened there? Was it a stray bullet? Or was it Well, I wasn't looking at the forest for too long, so not too much could have happened here. But now the general is routing with 5 men. Very curious. Again, just like in my last replay cast, I seem to miss very important things here. But either way, also the Saber Cav suffering a lot from stray bullets. I think this might actually have been just a full stray bullet route, because there's no Cav engagement whatsoever. Very interesting. Nothing too much happening on this right. Blaqfury keeping a safe distance, not wanting to fire, not wanting to enter a line engagement against units in the forest, which is probably a good idea. But here, Imperial Infantry in a straight line shootout against Azure Dragon Force, which is not going to be cost efficient here. You want this unit to just kite and not allow any return fire, basically. And now we see the first Cav being thrown in just to disrupt enemy lines. This one's very nice by Blaqfury. 1 Cav unit tying up 4 units by Chaos Blade. Now the second one's following up with a nice charge bonus. At the same time, Blaqfury's Royal Marines doing quite well. Chaos Blade's less so. And let's look at what the TsRs are shooting. Now the TsRs have an attack order on the Royal Marine, which is getting pushed also by a Yariki and a Red Bear, which might be going into melee. Would be interesting to see. Yes, they're going into a melee charge against the Royal Marine. And at the same time, we have a Yariki charge in the forest. But this is looking quite dire. So he's putting a lot of resources to win this forest fight, which wasn't starting too well for him, with his Royal Marine being at a major disadvantage early on. And now it seems like he would be finally winning it, especially with his TsR. But the right side of Chaos Blade, or the left of Blaqfury, is completely won for Blaqfury. I think it must have been the superior Cav engagement. As I said, 1 unit tying down 4 units of Chaos, Imperial Infantry, of course, winning over the long term against an Azure Dragon. Even though this wasn't cost efficient, it's still a win. So that's one full infantry unit of Chaos Blade getting destroyed, and the other two were very much under the assault from cavalry, which explains how this flank went so much in favor of Blaqfury. But this TsR, although it's been firing for quite some time now from this forest position, it's only on 70 kills, which is a very low number for a TsR. Usually in open field. Oh, now I got my debug cam bugged out. Usually in open field, TsRs get 70 kills within like, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds. And the fact that they only got that number over the whole duration of the battle shows me that maybe the forest position, even though he had line of sight, is not that great after all. But that was quite weird. I thought the TsRs would perform much better. But like generally speaking, I think Blaqfury had the right approach here. Knowing that there's a 175 on the field, he wasted no time being very aggressive on the flank, being aggressive in the center forest. Only the right flank, he didn't feel any need to go aggressive, which was also the right decision. But this was a quick battle, and if you play against a TsR, you want a quick battle. So very, very well done here. He brought both of his 150s into action early on, so both of them got a decent number of kills. Yariki on 108, very interesting. Must have been infantry kills. And I mean, yeah, this general death is just a mystery. I think he got unlucky from like from like stray bullets, or maybe he got shot down by revolver calf. I don't know. I didn't see the usage of this revolver calf by Chaos. But yeah, quite interesting battle. I thought this was a nice anti-pick from Chaos, but in the end, the positioning just wasn't right. I think in the open field on the right, the Chaos the TsR would have been much more destructive. But either way, a very, very interesting battle. Very fast-paced once things got going, and I hope I won't miss any more important things in the coming games. So there are a couple more, given that this is a best of 7. But I think this was a good start, quality-wise. And yeah, I'm looking forward to game 2. So I'll see you there. Bye-bye. And we're back on game 2, which is played on Kanto Plains, which, as usual, has been picked by Chaos Blade, who likes this map a lot. And I suspect that he will also bring a very familiar build with lots of chaos. So we have 2 Yariki on the right, left, Yariki Saber Calf on the right, sorry. In the center, 2 revolvers and 2 more Saber Calf. So he didn't go for a full 4 Yariki setup. And then he has Red Bear and US Marine on the left. Good decision positioning-wise, I would say. Then he has Black Tortoise, Red Bear in the center. Black Tortoise, Red Bear, so very line heavy, however weak center quality-wise and morale-wise. And his gen is probably unchanged from Gunma here. Dojos, I forgot to mention, Farmhouse, Workshop, not the most important ones, I would say. But for Blaqfury, we have on the left flank Red Bear, Black Tortoise. Again, he sticks with the combination with 2 Yariki Calf supports. In the center, he has 2 Saber Calf with Black Tortoise and Infantry the Marine. I think I mentioned it earlier, and I forgot which battle cast, but I don't like this positioning from the 150s for Blaqfury. I think Chaos Blade has found a much better place for his 150s, but maybe he changes it. Maybe he still runs to the right here. We'll have to see. And then he has 2 Red Bear on the right with Spear Levy Yarikachi, Revolver Cav and his unchanged command gun gen. Looks to be quite thin on Cav. Oh, there's the rest. Okay. And 2 more Yariki, rank 2 this time. So now he switched to upgraded Cav, which I quite like. I prefer rank 2 Cav to vanilla Cav. But right now it's running backwards. I don't know what his idea is here. He doesn't want to enter this forest, maybe because of the Gunma generals threatening to snipe him. But yeah, very good first volleys from Chaos Blade's Red Bear on Blaqfury's Red Bear. Usually I think this is a good decision to push up this forest with melee units. However, I'm not convinced that the backup he has for the melee units is quite good enough that this is a worthy investment. Because do you really need meat shields for red bears? I don't think so. And he isn't even using a spear levy first. This could have been a miss micro. Maybe he confused the 2 units, but his Yarikachi are eating up the bullets here of the 2 red bear. Very interesting. I don't like this engagement from Blaqfury's perspective. In the center, we see an engagement, Sabercav against Sabercav. Chaos Blade Sabercav has been trying to get into the infantry, the marine, was intercepted, however. But at the same time, this bought his Black Tortoise some space to creep up this farmhouse, maybe getting some shots on the infantry, the marine. I think this Cav engagement is in the way a bit. But he sticks to his attack order, not shooting the Cav. Yeah, a couple men on the left and right are able to fire, but it's not too important here, I would say. In the center, or center right, I should say, also aggressive initiative taken by Chaos Blade. Again, I like initiative. I like this move. It's all about timing when you do stuff like this. And it looks like Chaos Blade's Black Tortoise took the hit, enabling his cavalry to go into melee unscathed unless intercepted by Blaqfury's Yariki. He's able to intercept this Yariki. This one's well-timed. And this other Yariki is completely misplaced by Blaqfury. You just need 1 Cav for interception. And now the second Cav will just get shot by line infantry, I think. Again, this is much better for Chaos, I feel. Now we have Blaqfury's Revolver shooting Black Tortoise. Curious decision. Okay, well, just have to accept that, I guess. And as I could have imagined when I saw the engagement, the right flank for Blaqfury has not done well. He just didn't have the quality units at his disposal to perform an aggressive push up this forest, especially with Gunma support of, or the Gunma general support of Chaos Blade. I don't know if he actually popped Gunma yet. But yeah, the Yarikachi were, I think, completely wasted. They lost way too much in the charge, and 2 red bears against 2 red bears, with Chaos Blade getting the first volley, and some, I think, superior Cav support with Revolver Cav, 140 kills, very nice. This was just always going in the way of Chaos Blade. And now Blaqfury concedes the game. What we see in the end screen that the infantry and marine couldn't really affect the game. I mean, look at this positioning that it was forced to run back to. Less than ideal, I would say. Again, this is the one position on the left side of this right-hand dojo from Blaqfury's perspective that I would never ever put a 150 or any increased range unit. It's just a waste of money in my experience. So Chaos Blade won game 2 through I think better positioning, better timings, and initiative. I think those are the 3 factors, the 3 decisive factors. Army-wise, I think Blaqfury's army was perfectly decent and capable of winning. I like the spears, but again, it's about how you use them. I didn't see what these revolver calves were firing at. Maybe it finished off the Yarikachi that was already badly damaged. Maybe it killed off Red Bears. Maybe it killed off the Yariki rank 2. I missed that calf fight on the flank, unfortunately. But again, lots of things happening at once. And you're always faster when you're playing in microing than when you're casting, because you don't look at things too closely and then having to comment on it. So you're always bound to miss something when you're casting. But yeah, I mean, best unit for Blaqfury is a revolver calf that wasted its ammo on a Black Tortoise force. Infantry the Marine, what a waste. And there's really no units performing well here. This was just a very well played match by Chaos Blade. Who's now tied? 1-1. And again, this is still a blind commentary. Nothing has changed since game 1, so I still have no idea who wins this series. And I'll just go straight to game 3. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. And we're back in game 3, this time on Chugoku River, which was picked by Blaqfury, from whose perspective we are seeing this. And we do have on the battlefield on the left a workshop, a shrine in the center, and a farmhouse on the right. So quite versatile, depending on what these players think is most useful for their army when it comes to prioritizing the dojos. It looks like Blaqfury is spreading out his army quite a bit, and so is Chaos Blade, so they're trying to go for everything and see how it goes. So Blaqfury does have 2 Yariki on his left, a Yariki, a Saber Calf, and a Revolver in the center, and another Yariki on the right. None of the Calf is upgraded. Then on the left, he also has 2 Red Bear and 2 Yarikachi Vanilla. Interesting choice. Oh no, never mind. 1 Yarikachi Vanilla and 1 Black Bear. Interesting to go with Vanilla Yarikachi, I have to say. Then in the center, he has a Spear Levy protecting a Royal Marine and a Black Tortoise. And on the right, 2 more Black Bears. General hasn't changed. So for Chaos Blade, on the right, we have Red Bear and Azure Dragon Force. In the center, he has a Red Bear and the Shogun Guard Infantry. I think this is a good choice for the map. Then he has Spear Levy protecting a Royal Marine, so same choice as Blaqfury, protected by also an Azure Dragon Force. And on the left, he has 2 more Red Bear, so very much similar in style to what Blaqfury has chosen. 2 Yariki on the left as well. Yariki and General, Gunma General in the center. And I'm sure there's more calf. We just haven't seen it yet. Oh yeah, it was the one that's already on the front shooting down 2 Yariki in the form of 2 revolver calf. Very nicely done here. I think Blaqfury might have thought that he could get a nice charge into them with some terrain protection. However, that was not the case, it seems. However, now they're in melee, so this revolver calf might suffer a lot, but the second one can always fire into the blob. So this is still a very, very good engagement for Chaos Blade. Yeah, not the best decision from Blaqfury, but not all hope is lost. If you can get a good position on this hill and keep up the attack, and he keeps being aggressive also with his infantry, I think you can still get something out of the engagement here. But he is going to have problems with this 1 Shogun Guard infantry on the hill, and he has no equivalent elite unit that can really beat the Shogun Guard, with both Marines being positioned in the center around the shrine, so effectively neutralizing each other positionally, and also both players using the Spear Levy to go for the shrine. The farmhouse will be in Chaos Blade's control, but lots of action here. Let's slow it down again. A couple regular lines being in a shootout. seems to be going okay for Chaos, however, one unit is quite depleted already. Then we have Blaqfury Sabercav going in, however, being intercepted by Yaruki from Chaos. This is good for Chaos. And then we have one more Yaruki getting a charge into the, looks like it's the Black Bear or the Yaruki. I can't quite see the targeting here. And then the Yarikachi, this is quite important, managed to connect, even in a somewhat downhill position, with the Shogunate Guard Infantry. So, I mean, this is the one unit that could threaten the Shogunate Guard, and he managed to connect. Very well done here. This Shogunate Guard will not be worth it in the end. And there's also lots of friendly fire from Chaos Blade's revolver. Not the best idea, I would say. Where's the other revolver? I think, oh yeah, they're both here and both firing into the blob. So this is a good engagement for Blaqfury, which is also reflected in the power bar. Like after the initial engagement, this was very much in favor of Chaos Blade, and now it's a little bit in favor of Blaqfury, who keeps up the pressure. I mean, this is very good. Now he gets into the revolver cap of his own. It's firing at whatever. I don't think it has an attack order, so right now it's shooting at the Red Bear, and both players having their generals close by, with Chaos Blade having activated Gunma. He's getting out both revolver caps now, probably not having too much ammunition left, but it looks like with this Yarikachi still being alive, even after killing Shogunate Guard Infantry and being under constant fire from revolvers, this looks quite good. You can still use this unit, and now he can use the remaining troops on the hill to clean up this Red Bear, which is still in almost full strength. Interestingly enough, it looks like it wasn't targeted by Blaqfury's Red Bear, but this Red Bear, I think, is going to struggle. So let's go to normal speed again. He can, of course, still retreat it, but he needs to be fast because Blaqfury does have the upper hand here, number-wise. Also, very nice micro with this Black Bear, shooting at the revolver calf. However, now this is interesting. Chaos Blade positioned his Marines to, of course, fire at this Black Bear and give a return volley, which opens a very small window of opportunity for Blaqfury to maybe get a Marine volley. Chaos Blade spots it very nicely microed and avoids the danger here. It wouldn't have been worth it to get this volley on the Black Bear, just to get fired at it by a Marine. So good reaction also from Blaqfury, protecting his line with his Marine. What else is happening here? It looks like Chaos Blade's Red Bear got into a quite decent position, so shouldn't get ruled up too fast from Blaqfury's units on the hill. One Yaruki from Chaos Blade doing lots of work, protecting the Red Bear as well. The workshop being in the possession of Blaqfury, however, I think this should change quite rapidly. And now this is going to be decisive, I think. Blaqfury's Royal Marines got some shots on the spear levy of Chaos, and Chaos used this to fire at the Marines themselves. Only 10 kills, but it's better than nothing. And now we have a very direct line engagement. 2 Red Bears against 2 Red Bears. This is quite straightforward. I didn't see who got the first volley, but Chaos Blade definitely got the better position. So this is a good choice by Blaqfury to retreat, especially with the third unit coming here to support. I would say this is quite even. A slight number advantage for Chaos, but this isn't catastrophic, and he has support units nearby. Here we see 2 depleted Yaruki from Chaos. I mean, if this revolver still has ammo, it could very easily rout off these 2 units. And again, this Red Bear from Chaos is quite isolated. I think Blaqfury needs to be more aggressive here. Push up this Red Bear, maybe even use the General as a calf unit, just to stop it from retreating and to enable him to kill it off. But otherwise, this looks quite even, and I think a lot will come down to this Marine versus Marine fight, which hasn't really started yet, aside from one half volley. And Blaqfury needs to think about where to employ deploy, I should say, these depleted Yarikachi, which could be quite useful if they manage to get into melee without getting fired at. Now again, Blaqfury thinks he can keep nibbling at the spear levy without getting shot. It didn't work once, but now it works. So now he was a bit faster, and this is very nice. Full volley from a Black Bear, which has quite good firing stats. This Royal Marine down to 140 men. I think this is huge. And now, I mean, yeah, this Azure Dragon Force is firing at the spear levy, but the spear levy shouldn't be the decisive factor in this match. I'm more curious about the cavalry, to be honest. There's one revolver cav for Blaqfury, which I think is the only cav left, aside from the general, and it has 80 kills, so I think it should have 3 or 4 volleys left in it, if I had to guess. So this is very dangerous. Because the only cav left for Chaos is 4 very depleted units who will rout immediately after getting fired at. One clutch unit, on the other hand, that he still has in his possession is, of course, the 155 range General, which so far is only on 13 kills. I think he should use this General more aggressively, maybe deploy it on the flanks as a kiting unit. And, oh, okay, never mind. I take back what I said earlier. There's still a full strength Yarki Vanilla left on the field for Chaos, and this is also, of course, a huge factor. You have to, I mean, a Rover Cav is a unit that you really have to babysit and maybe not use too aggressively without support, whereas this Yariki can be a lot more flexible in the late game. So I think Chaos is in a good position to be a bit more aggressive here with his one melee Cav still on the field. However, he's pushing up his Marines again, trying to fire at the Royal Marines of Blaqfury. I wonder if he thinks about this Black Bear, which is down to 68 men. I think it just got a volley, or it just got shot at by the Marines. I think it was more before that. But yeah, this is quite interesting. Blaqfury Spear Levy having routed, and now Chaos Blade using his own Spear Levy to gain some space in the center. But I don't see this working well, because with an attack order, Blaqfury can just ignore the Spear Levy and fire at Chaos's Royal Marines, who are going to do quite well here. I think Black could have even decided to stay in this fight and keep firing, maybe routing off the Spear Levy with his own general, which has gun enabled, but decides to go for the retreat. I wonder why. And I wonder where his revolver cav comes into play here. Defending against these depleted Yarikis, maybe. Nice move from these Red Bears, flanking the cav units. Again, miss micro from Chaos Blade. These Black Bear are doing so much damage, or have already done so much damage to the Royal Marines, that this is a quite efficient unit. 120 kills, I think probably half of that on the Marine. But again, with supportive fire of Red Bears and the General from the left and the right, and of course the Royal Marine being quite sturdy in and of itself, this assault through the center yeah, can't really say that it had high chances of success going through the center. He had much more chances on the flanks, especially with his Yariki still on the field. Now we see the revolver still on 81 kills, so it hasn't fired yet since I last looked at it. But now it looks more and more that the center engagement, with Chaos Blade's insistence on chasing the Royal Marines with the Royal Marines of his own. I think this cost him the game, to be honest, because after this Marine has died, there's half strength, or probably more than half strength, Royal Marine left for Blaqfury, which will have some ammunition left to kill off all these 9 infantry units. And then, aside from the general, there's no more aura units left in Chaos Blade's setup. And now using his Yariki as a flanking force, however, not getting a great charge. And I suspect this Yariki, this revolver is going to decimate the Cav. Very well done. Also, good move to always keep this revolver close by to the general. You don't want this 7 morale unit to rout off too early before it can fire its shots. And yeah, this is a rep now. It was over the moment this assault in the center for Chaos Blade failed, which was just the wrong decision positionally. But it was an interesting battle because the tide of the battle changed, I think, a couple of times. Very good initial engagement with the 2 revolvers, decimating 2 Yariki. So huge early advantage for Chaos. Then, however, not really utilizing his Shogun Court infantry well, losing to a vanilla Yarikachi. So there's already like a difference of 400 Koku between the 2 units that Blaqfury managed to recoup. It's not quite offsetting the loss of 2 full Yariki, which is about 1500 Koku. But still, it was a great move, which also allowed him to follow up with with some other units to gain control of the hill. So it wasn't all about trade-offs and Koku, but it was more about getting rid of the lead unit, and then Chaos Blade's flank crumbled. And of course, with the move in the middle, then we had the final piece of the puzzle, which explains why Blaqfury won this game, but which was a very, very cool game, I think. For a very long time, these 2 Royal Marines were just staring each other down. And then I think Chaos got a little too impatient, insisting on the Marine versus Marine battle, which wasn't necessary. But yeah, Shogun Guard Infantry, 19 kills. This was a huge problem for him, which caused a chain reaction on his right. But either way, this makes the score now 2-1 in favor of Blaqfury, and I'm very excited about Game 4. So I'll see you there. Thank you for watching. And we're back on Game 4, this time on Hapo Ridge, which was picked by Chaos Blade, a map that was played a lot in this tournament, and of course also in the Vanilla tournament that is currently in progress. So on the map we have on Chaos Blade's left side a sword dojo, in the center a shrine, on the right side an archery dojo. Of course, 3 highly important dojos. And there's some messy positioning here from Chaos, but I'll go over the army regardless. So 2 red bears on the left, a Shogun Guard infantry in the center, 2 red bears on the right, so 5 infantry, one of them having aura. Then there's lots of melee. 2 Yarikachi, rank 3, rank 1 on the left. In the center a Shogitai. And on the right side another Shogitai with a spear levy, and 2 more Yarikachi, rank 1, rank 3. His general, he changed his general. This is noteworthy. So it's no longer Gunbate, but command with gun enabled. However, with slightly more points in the gun than Blaqfury. Yeah. So he has more accuracy. So Cav-wise, he has 2 Saber Cav, 3 Saber Cav. Very interesting. I played something similar in my own tournament match and in a practice against Chaos Blade. So maybe he got his inspiration from there, but yeah, this is something that I think looks odd if you're not familiar with it or with the plan, but it's something that's quite efficient together with this melee rush, because you have such a strong core of melee and line support that you basically only need Sabercav as blockers. You don't need Yariki to do the Cav work, support work for you. So I quite like this build. Not just because it's something that I like to play in a very similar version, but I just think it's also super fun to play with. It's very efficient, and it's very easy for your opponent to underestimate you when he looks at this, because it's a very atypical army. But for Blaqfury, we have something very different. So on the right side, already trying to get behind Chaos Blade, probably not a bad decision. We see 2 Yariki Vanilla, then going for the Sword Dojo. I mean, he's really going all in for the Sword Dojo here. He apparently thinks that Chaos Blade with the Sword Dojo would be too much of a menace with all these melee units. But yeah, he has Red Bear 1, a White Bear, a Black Tortoise, another White Bear, an Infanterie de Marine, and 2 more Red Bear. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines. Another Yariki. Okay, I'll have to pause this because there's something about to happen. A 4th Yariki, a Sabercav, a Revolver Cav. So 6 Cav. And he also has a Spear Levy. Regardless of the fact that he's playing against the army that he's playing against, I'm not a big fan of what Blaqfury has brought here. Also, regardless of the positioning, which I'm curious to see what his plan is. But just in general, like in theory, I don't think this is the best army for this map, because this is quite a mixed army, which usually I'm a fan of, but maybe not on this map. Here you should go for I think you should go either full line spam or you should rush. Mixed armies I find difficult. I mean, it's more of the line on the line heavy side. 8 is still a lot, but I think he put too much money into his Cav, in my opinion. But let's see. Very interesting positioning. Yariki from Blaqfury. I don't know what he's attempting to do here. Charging uphill against the Sabercav, right next to a Yarikachi unit. I mean, this is a very curious decision. He's going to lose this Yariki for sure. And this is actually a good move by the general, getting into a position where he can do early damage against the Yarikachi. And there's no immediate threat here. There's no Revolver Cav that can come rushing down the hill, shooting at the general. So these are just safe kills. This is good micro. And at the same time, the 2 flanking Yariki from Blaqfury are trying to route an isolated Red Bear. And he may end up being successful. They're already on red morale, having lost 15 men. If he just keeps charging hammer and anvil, like in, out, I think this Red Bear will rout, and he will be successful. But if it takes too much time, Chaos Blade can get some support in the form of spears and his general. So we'll have to see if he's successful. The other Cav already is staying in too long. The other, yeah, now he's pulling out. By the time this Cav has gone in, the other Cav already had to have pulled out. And now it looks like the Red Bear will survive. And the Sabercav will pin down the Yariki. Of course, Yariki beats Sabercav, but that's not the point here. It's just about pinning down the Yariki, and then the Gen can support, and then the Spears can support. And then the Red Bear will survive. So, so far, not a lot of good engagements for Blaqfury. Did he lose the full Yariki? No, he lost almost 40 men of his Yariki in a very unnecessary engagement here. And now these 2 Yariki unless he pulls this 50-man unit out, are going to die. This one is going to die for sure. There's no way out. And you don't want to throw your Cav away when you're playing against the rush build, because Cav can come in quite handy. Let's see if he can save at least one of them. Oh wow, the other one got out. That's weird. Maybe it's still going to rout, but I thought it was completely surrounded by units. It's going to rout now after the general chases it down. And Chaos Blade even going for the full chase with the Saber Cav, good decision, because then his general can keep doing damage. And now Blaqfury lost 2.5 Cav units, which were much more expensive than the Saber Cav. So Blaqfury can be really happy so far with how this battle has gone. And now we see a really curious position. I've never seen a player deploy like Blaqfury does here. So it's going to be a novelty and interesting for sure. Not sure about effective, but still, I'm excited about seeing something new here. Yeah, he really wants the Sword Dojo, meaning that Chaos Blade gets both the Shrine and the Archery Dojo. I think the Shrine is massive. It basically guarantees that every single melee unit in his roster will most likely connect and not get routed off before getting into melee. This is almost more important than the Sword Dojo. I mean, they're probably of equal worth, but this makes it so much more comfortable for Chaos when in terms of choosing the engagement. And Archery Dojo is the bonus, but it's not going to be the line infantry that does the most of the killing here. It's going to be the melee contingent. That's the biggest threat. The infantry is basically just a cleanup crew, shooting at units that are running backwards. So in the end, maybe they'll get more kills than the melee, but still, the melee is the most important part of this army. So Chaos Blade taking his sweet time to get this Red Bear back in position, which was capping the Archery Dojo. In the meantime, Blaqfury trying to do some damage with probably his general and his revolver. There were some isolated melee units here without line support, which are threatened. So they really need to make sure to get back in time. This Yarikachi, I fear, is going to suffer and get routed by the revolver. However, again, Blaqfury taking uphill engagements against Cav that has a spear unit nearby. This is just not going to be. That's never going to work. At least now he falls back earlier, which is good. And in the meantime, these Yarikachi are suffering the cruel fate of getting shot down by a revolver. But yeah, I doubt these engagements were very much worth it for Blaqfury. These Yarikachi are going to come back though if Chaos can protect them. I think he will be able to protect them if Blaqfury decides to chase here. And this Red Bear is already tired, but it should be able to stabilize this flank and protect the melee units around it. This revolver might be going for round 2. No, okay. And at the same time, what's happening here? A Red Bear from Chaos being routed by Yariki from Black. Okay. I think it wasn't full strength anyway. It was the Red Bear that was flanked in the beginning. But still, small victory for Black. And ooh, very nice, very nice. Good shots from Chaos Blade's gen into Blaqfury's gen. Probably with the advantage of running downhill, so having more speed. And generals, general units in Fourth Samurai generally are very slow in turning around. So the chasing unit usually has a big advantage. I think this enabled Chaos to get a good volley in the back of Blaqfury's general. So far, Chaos Blade is very comfortable here. And now he's going full in. This will be interesting. Red Bear against Red Bear. Okay, he doesn't care about the first volley. It's just to shield these two spears. Then Revolvers finishing off this Yarikachi. Okay. These Red Bears are going to fire at the Red Bear of Blaqfury. Maybe he can even... Yeah, now he switches targets. Very well done. And these Yarikachi are also going to chase off this Cav department on the left. And okay, these White Bears should be able to fire over the heads of the Red Bear, so he has a double line here. These Spear Levy are not going to affect the battle. And here, Chaos even managed to find a very nice forest position, even as he runs downhill into the first volley of Blaqfury. This is a very good engagement for him. And yeah, it looks like Blaqfury, in the end, he will have no option other than retreating into this forest patch with everything that he has at his disposal. And it will be interesting to see whether it will be enough to stop these Shogitai. So one of the Shogitai getting fired at by revolvers, very nice interception from Blaqfury. Questionable whether he has ammo at 160 kills, but still, even with the swords out, it can buy his, looks like it's a White Bear and the Red Bear, enough time to fire at these Shogitai and do considerable damage. At the same time, the Spear Levy routed off. It bought his Marine a bit of time, a couple seconds to fire at the Shogitai, better than nothing. But now these Shogitai are going to massacre the Black Tortoise, and then it will be interesting to see whether this infantry, the Marine, has enough stamina to survive the onslaught. Right now, it's targeting the Shogun Guard infantry, because it can't actually shoot the Shogitai. This is interesting. Look at this positioning. So it's the only option to shoot this Shogunate Guard, which is firing into the Black Tortoise. I think this is a less than ideal usage of the Shogunate Guard from Chaos Blade. Small mistake, but it's more about how the melee engagement is going here. I think that's the decisive factor. Yarikachi wavering against White Bear. This is weird. I don't know how that engagement started. Here Yarikachi are going to connect into Red Bear. However, there's a crossfire going on. So these Yarikachi could have a difficult time. And yeah, I think it's because Chaos Blade is shooting into the back of his own units. This is always counterproductive just because of the morale penalty. But yeah, this flank looks to be holding for now for Blaqfury. But oh no, he's not actually in the range of the Sword Dojo. I was going to say any second now he's going to capture the Sword Dojo. But that's not the case as of this moment. But he is breaking through on the right. Shogitai 50 men having connected with the White Bear, they will do lots of damage. The White Bear might just be routed off. And these Yarikachi are going to join the Shogitai. Will be interesting whether the General of Chaos Blade survives here, because there's a Yariki in his back, and it looks like the White Bear, which are engaged with the Shogitai, still have an attack order on the General of Chaos Blade, who has to be careful not to get routed off. This is a very critical number. Now the General has died. Not a catastrophe with the Shrine. Okay, I think this is the Yariki that Blaqfury had on his right, which decapped the Archery Dojo, which I think is the totally wrong decision. In all the time he had with this Gav, what he had to do was decap the Shrine. Who cares about the Archery Dojo in this position? I think this could have been huge, especially now with the General dying. If this Yariki decapped the Shrine, I mean, he can still do it now, of course. But if he had done it before, I think that makes so much more of a difference than the Archery Dojo. But still, power bar still at 50-50. This is still very close. Interesting to see. Will be interesting to see how the General death affects this. And Blaqfury now has two calves in the back of Chaos. But he is also at the same time, Blaqfury, that is, getting forced out of the forest patch, which had a very good defensive position. This white bear now routing off the field with 80 men. And this Infanterie de Marine no longer having any protection from other units, so he was having to retreat here behind his red bear. And here we see Yarikachi, 108 men, fighting against a red bear on 70 men. So this is going to be a clear victory for the Yarikachi. Is he actually? Yeah, now he's actually capping the sword dojo. So any moment, I think all these fights are going to turn quite decisively in Chaos Blade's favor. And these two cavalry units in the back for Blaqfury are a bit too late to change the outcome here, I think. Because at some point, when you're playing against a melee rush, when you've reached the point where you're constantly on the run, it's really hard to gain back stability. And right now, Blaqfury has reached this point where he's on the run with his most important unit, and he can't really get it to a standstill and to be used efficiently. I think he's resigned to the fact that he's lost this game. Maybe he's going for the melee charge. No, he didn't go for the melee charge, but he got charged instead by the Yarikachi. And with these two supportive units, especially this 130-man Red Bear and the 150-man Red Bear from Chaos Blade, this is going to be an easy cleanup. And again, I think I have to look at in the final game stats, but I mentioned it, I think, in the game between Chaos and Atlantis on Hapo Ridge, not on Hapo Ridge, on Uzui Pass. When your enemy brings a melee rush, you focus so much of your attention and micro to stop the Shogitai that you let the Yarikachi run riot. And I think this game, again, the Yarikachi were the MVPs. But we'll have to see if the stats actually reflect that. Oh no, one of the Shogitai actually being the most important unit here on 232 kills. Very impressive. But yeah, Yarikachi rank 1 only, following up with 211, very strong. Other one almost 100. And then I think this was the unfortunate one that got shot down by revolvers. But again, this is such a nice map for Yarikachi. I just love playing them here. And I think this was a very effective army choice and combination. And Blaqfury, I think, did him a little bit of a favor with the positioning. I mean, it was nice to see something new, but if you put yourself in such a downhill disadvantage against a melee rush, I just don't see how you can win if your opponent doesn't do any major mistakes. I mean, that one isolated Yarikachi that got killed by the revolver, that was a big mistake, but it wasn't game breaking or something. But yeah, interesting. Once again, this means that the score is tied to 2-2. And given that this is the best of 7, there will be at least 2 more games, meaning the player wins who first reaches 4 victories. So, with that being said, I'll see you in game number 5. Thank you for watching. Hello and welcome back to game 5. We are on Gifu Crossing is the name of the map, which was picked by Blaqfury. And dojo-wise, we have an archery dojo a little bit closer to Blaqfury's side, and a sword dojo a little bit closer to Chaos Blade's side. But generally speaking, you can control, or you can kind of control both dojos. So these advantages are only minimal. Blaqfury has brought, I suppose, yeah, again, a red bear flank on the left, 2 of them. In the center, a Black Tortoise force, a US Marine, an Azure Dragon force, another 150, so similar built to his Gunma field build, rank 9 Black Bear infantry, and 2 more Red Bear on his right flank. Cav-wise, 4 Hierarchy, a Saber Cav, a Revolver Cav, pretty standard. So 6 Cav units and his general unchanged, mix between gun and command. So for Chaos Blade, we have also a Red Bear flank, 2 of them on the right. A center of 2 Black Tortoise with a Royal Marine, very similar to Blaqfury in strength. A Spear Levy, so the only melee unit on the battlefield. Also another 150 in the form of a Red Bear. And another regular Red Bear on the left. 2 4 Hierarchy Revolver. Yeah, so very interesting. He invested about 400 Coco more in his Cav, given that he has a second Revolver over a Saber Cav. And he also invested something in a Spear Levy, meaning that his regular line force is a little bit weaker. So Black Bear obviously having the advantage over the Red Bear, and the Azure Dragon Force having advantage over the Black Tortoise. But otherwise, it's pretty similar in conceptually. I mean, the biggest difference probably is the general here. Chaos Blade went back to Kanbate general. Black Fury's army does have the morale advantage, and Chaos Blade has slightly improved stats for his infantry and more ammunition, and can of course use this general as a kiting weapon. But going full speed, I mean, generally speaking, I think the attacker has a somewhat better side, or at least I prefer it. So I think Chaos Blade is on the stronger side here. I prefer this position much more to this position. Although you can work with both sides, I think you can also use this ridge line here to rush up with melee units, which of course now he doesn't have, but that's also an option. And very often the player on the attacking side puts his 150 or sometimes even a TsR up here on this forest in a very good elevated position. But it looks like the 150 Marines are in position quite symmetrically, so Chaos Blade's leaning more towards the left, being a potential danger to this Azure Dragon Force if it moves too closely. And yeah, the Spear Levy is getting fired at. The Sword Dojo is going in Chaos Blade's control. But it looks like the first engagement will be here between the two 150s, so this will be very interesting. But I think, yeah, Blaqfury, who tried to go for the shot, realized that the line of sight is not optimal here. So curious that they both put their second 150 on that flank. Maybe it's the intention is to go for the dojo control, but the line of sight isn't optimal. Here it would be an option to put it here, and then you can fire down a little bit. But still, if you put your 150 too much on the flank, it can just get ignored, and then it doesn't really play too much of a part in the game until it's too late. That's always a risk when you put these high-value units on the flank. But yeah, the 150 battle is being postponed due to terrain difficulties. But Chaos Blade Spear Levy is getting absolutely murdered for very little in return. I mean, he's not going to get the archery dojo. And now he actually found some line of sight. So he retreated back far enough that he managed to kill about 10 of these red bears. So, not too dramatic, but still not ideal. And now this could be bigger. 20 kills on the US Marine. First volley from the Royal Marines. Very nicely done. They might have been hidden. But yeah, this is a very positional game. And in a positional game like this, what I really want to see is this general go like up close to a line, like stand tightly behind this line and just kite, and then run back behind the line infantry. Sorry, if your opponent pushes up. Because so far throughout the series, when he's played the Gunma general, I haven't seen any kiting, any early game kiting from it, and I think this is a missed opportunity. Maybe he's going to do it now. I think here he could get line of sight on the left side of the black tortoise. Yes, very nicely done. And these small things, like over time, they can matter a lot. These Gambate generals can get a lot of kills. Here we have black tortoise against red bear. 2 versus 1, however. The black bear not supporting, only now pushing up. I think only the left side would be able to fire, if at all. Yeah. Yeah, I think same situation as before. He couldn't get a line of sight. And now the little skirmishes, which looked better for Blaqfury in the beginning, are beginning to look quite good for Chaos. This Royal Marine turns out to be in a stronger position than Blaqfury's US Marine, because it can basically fire at 2 units here from the position it's in. But will Blaqfury get return fire? That's the question. Part of the unit is shuffling, and Chaos Blade's Marine in the forest. I think this is a very bad engagement for Blaqfury. I mean, the hill advantage doesn't help him much. I think forest always beats the hill. Yeah, this is a massacre. Holy shit. I didn't even think this was going to be that decisive. But part of the unit is also shuffling around, not shooting, which I think is just down to luck. So this is just bad luck for Blaqfury. Black Tortoise versus Black Tortoise. Okay, not too exciting. But now we got the Saber Cav going for the Marine. Will Chaos be able to protect it? So that's the question now. He has a revolver in position, mowing it down. I think this is a nice reaction. Now he needs to get the revolver back immediately to get it out of the line of sight from the US Marine. Or he also kills the Yariki. I mean, that's also an option. I didn't even see that coming. And yeah, this is not... I don't agree with these Cav charges from Blaqfury. Sacrificing a Yariki to charge a Black Tortoise. And then the Yariki gets, of course, massacred by a Revolver Cav. But even if it was successful and killed off the Black Tortoise, it would not have been worth it. I think those are 2 wasted Cav units, a Saber Cav, a Yariki, for very little in return. Didn't even get a positional advantage for it, because these US Marines had to retreat. And here, I mean, he creeped forward a couple inches, but that's about it, and doesn't help him much. I think these engagements going well for Chaos Blade. I think he's now in the favored position to get this. Azure Dragon Force also going to lose to the Royal Marines in the forest, who are getting fired at by 2 units, but still at 100 men strength, already 200 kills. This is quite overkill, this position. And I mean, not too much else is happening, it would seem. I mean here a full line, a full Black Tortoise for Chaos Blade has routed, but let's look at the numbers. The Red Bear doing much better than the Black Bear, which is not something you want if you're Blaqfury, given that you invested much more money into this Black Bear. But some nice interceptions here from Blaqfury against Chaos Blade's Yarikav, which is charging frontally into a very, very well-positioned Red Bear in the forest. 1 Yariki routing at 35 men. This is not engagement that Chaos Blade needed. The battle was very much in his favor. You don't need to take these aggressive engagements, or these risky engagements, I should say, in that position. Yeah, I don't understand the rationale here. But still, there's another Red Bear supporting the rank 9 Red Bear, also in a very good forest position. So it shouldn't be catastrophic. At the same time, oh, what's this? Another blunder from Chaos Blade. The path from this Yariki centered around the Sword Dojo on the wrong side, probably. Taking a volley from the red bear, yes, Chaos Blade's red bear will follow up, but this is lots of Cav units wasted, unfortunately. But he is using it now at least to gain some very important ground in the center. Revolver Cav going in, shooting into a blob of Yariki and Blaqfury's general, and I think this is going to be a massacre. Will they actually keep firing the revolvers? He's retreating them now, but it definitely had enough of an effect to rout the entire center of Blaqfury. The general might not make it either. I think the Yariki will catch up to it easily. And then the flank of Blaqfury, which consists of two red bears, can just get rolled up without issue. All he has to do is push up and send some cav support, and then the only thing remaining for Blaqfury is the right with this 150 black bear, which on its own won't be able to do too much. Yeah, you might actually get into melee here. Very good. On this position, you can do it very well. You get a downhill charge. Your opponent won't hit much before the charge because of the forest. So very nice slot positioning-wise here for a melee engagement with line infantry. Let's look at the dojos. Here's a sword dojo. So he's going to beat Blaqfury's red bear quite handily. And this game is over. I mean, this is just one unit basically winning Chaos the game, the Royal Marine. I think everything else is just an after effect. It caused Blaqfury to go into the center with a very desperate cav charge just to get rid of the Marine, which of course backfired. He lost 2 cav for very little in return. So even that is something that the Royal Marine has brought chaos. So it's not just the kills, but it's just everything else that this Marine affected on the battle. It was just so decisive. 300 kills, of course, insane. And it brought into action these 2 revolvers, which were also overkill, both on 140 kills, very good. And everything else was just supportive. Of course, Chaos also threw away a little bit of cav on the left in an unnecessary attack, but in the end it didn't matter, because he had his Marines and Blaqfury didn't. Very interesting game. I think the most interesting thing is actually that they went so similar, positioning-wise and army-wise. I wouldn't think that 2 150s is the meta here. At least not something that I noticed, but maybe I'm wrong. But either way, Chaos Blade now for I think the first time leads the series with a score of 3-2. So with that, I'm going to go into Game 6. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. And welcome back to Game 6 for the first time, I think, without any fog on the battlefield. So very nice visibility here. I think they put summer as the season end for the first time. But we are, of course, as you can see, on Waterfalls with an archery dojo and a workshop in the valley and a farmhouse on top. I think we had quite a similar situation recently in the Chaos Blade against Atlantis game, with 2 important dojos in the valley causing Chaos to focus on the lower side, which is something I criticized a little bit. Now he seems to split up his army with one important contingent going for the top with a Marine. But yeah, going over the army, so Chaos Blade has 2 white bears supporting the US Marine, a parrot gun in the forest, interesting positioning. I don't know why he puts it in the forest. I don't know what's so important about hiding an arty. Because when it's in the forest, it's going to lose lots of shells in the trees. So I'm not sure if it's a worthy trade-off just for the surprise, but we'll see. Then he has a red bear also in the center, probably going downhill here with the support of the spear levy for the workshop. Two more red bear hidden, and another red bear not hidden on the left. Then calf-wise he has 4 Yariki Vanilla and 1 Revolver calf, and his general is Ganpate. For Blaqfury, he's also going for a split, which is very nice, makes for a more interesting micro. 2 Red Bear and Royal Marine on the top. Another 150, an Imperial Infantry, rank 9. This unit costs, I think, 1,520. So it's almost as expensive as a US Marine. Then he has White Bear and 2 more Red Bear in the valley, so no morale aura here except from the general, which is unchanged. And calf-wise, what we can see so far is Revolver Saber, Yariki. Judging from recent patterns, I would suspect there's 2 more Yarikis hidden about here that he hasn't revealed yet. Yeah. So a pretty standard army here. And I wonder, being that he has 2 150s on the upper side, when Chaos Blade is going to reveal his artillery. Now he's actually firing. Well, they actually had the animation. Okay, they aren't. He stopped it last minute. I don't know why. Still hidden. Okay, weird. Chaos Blade. Now his red bear is actually hidden. It didn't have the symbol before. Chaos Blade not yet pushing for the archery dojo. Maybe he's planning for a later recapture of the dojo. These 2 units not moving yet either. Him deciding to protect the workshop just with Spear Levy and Red Bear. So him being defensive in the valley side probably has something to do with him waiting for his artillery to do some damage. However, they're still not firing. Now it looks like... Yes. Okay, this is what I mean. 4 shells were fired and 2 were immediately lost in the trees. Oh, wow. Okay, the other 2 were very effective though. Holy shit. Look at this. Yeah. 23 kills on only 2 shells. It's very impressive. Imagine if all 4 hit. That could have been quite... Oh, it went even higher in the end. 34 on only 2 shells. I mean, even if he can keep this rate up, I think Blaqfury is going to have a problem. Now 3 out of 4 shells made it. This time killing only 2. Okay. So it was a bit of a lucky punch. But still, Workshop and Archery Dojo going into Blaqfury's hands. Nobody has yet dared to go close to the farmhouse. Understandable with all these Elite 150s waiting to pounce. Again, 3 out of 4 shells. A lot of ammo being wasted, unfortunately. But with the first hit, 50 kills for 3 volleys is not bad. But of course, Blaqfury has to think of something here. Because I don't think he saw this parrot gun in the deployment phase. So it's a new situation he's confronted with now, and he has to rethink his strategy. And yeah, it looks like Chaos Blade is very content in doing nothing so far, which he can afford to do because, again, just like in the Atlantis game, the artillery can be used as an attacking unit. So even though you're an attacker, you can basically just direct your artillery and do nothing else, which is perfectly legitimate. Interesting. He actually has range on the general. I didn't think he was in. Okay, 5 kills. Blaqfury going for the full retreats, so the farmhouse is in control of Chaos Blade. Of course, the further back he goes, abandoning this central area, the less effective his 150s become, because where's he going to put them now? Where he can use the range advantage. Chaos Blade doesn't have to push across this river, so it makes no sense positioning them here or here. Especially here, I think the terrain isn't the best. But he's going to have to put them either in the valley, where he's going to be stuck defensively, or on the hill. Also not ideal, I would say. Imperial infantry going on the hill. And Chaos Blade fired a blind volley into the forest, hoping to kill a hidden unit. But yeah, very static game, but not uninteresting. But I still have to fast forward here. Oh, he actually found it, I think. I saw... Yeah, he found it. About 5-6 men died here. But still, blind firing, I don't think is cost efficient. Especially into a forest. So he's shooting out of a forest into a forest. I mean, he's lucky if one shell connects. Here we have a standoff, White Bear against Red Bear. Blaqfury is is he crossing the river? I think this is a very risky move, because I see much more cav support for Chaos Blade than for Blaqfury. I mean, if the Yariki and the White Bear somehow engaged as Red Bear, what stops this revolver cav from killing off the Imperial infantry? That's something Blaqfury has to think about here. Only one Yariki in support. So far, Chaos Blade playing the safe route. But I'm not sure if the artillery can fire from this angle. He definitely turned them around, but we'll have to see. Not yet. One shell exploded in the treetop just as the general was riding by. I was thinking maybe he friendly fired there, but no casualties. But yeah, here he hit a couple of red bears, not too bad. Oh, and we see some movement in the valley. So Blaqfury is trying to make something happen. Probably isn't happy with how things are developing up here. Nice flanking shots from the US Marines. This red bear is not enjoying their life right now. Ooh, very nice shot into this Imperial infantry. 114 kills, not too bad. It actually exploded in this shallow river, but still had quite an effect. Oh. Just with this one Yariki being nearby, both of these units from Chaos Blade briefly got into red morale, which is something he has to be careful about. He only has a Gunma general, and if you spread your army so thin, you do run the risk of being overrun quite quickly on the flank. But so far, nothing major happened. Just a little maneuvering. I don't think these red bears have fired yet. No. But Blaqfury definitely trying to make something happen down this right. And Chaos, I think, makes the right decision here. He avoids that entirely. No need to take that risk. He still has his RT, probably still has ammunition. Or no? To put the horse carts back on. I don't know if it's for the purpose of repositioning or if he's actually out of ammo. There is an archery dojo on the field, but it's unrealistic he will get there to refill ammunition. It's just too far away. So he might actually be out of ammunition already. I mean, half his shells got lost in the trees. 130 kills. Could be. But will we actually see some sniping from Chaos Blade now? That's the main question from his general. I still haven't seen it in this series. And Chaos Blade confidently pushing up here, which he can do with the US Marine and the White Bear. If anything goes wrong, he has a revolver calf support, so this is a very safe push for Chaos. Blaqfury walking into the first volley, yeah, was probably involuntary, given that he retreats without return fire. Doesn't want to give the workshop to Chaos Blade. And some nice fake charges here by Chaos. No reaction, however. So it could have actually worked as a real charge, probably. And let's look at the line of sight of this Imperial Infantry. Should have a good line of sight. What about the US Marine? Yeah, don't see any problem here. I think this Imperial Infantry is going to suffer for some reason. Chaos gets the first volley. It's probably having something to do with him giving an attack order. That's part of the samurai sometimes. It's not always logical. And nice flanking from the Royal Marines. However, they're already down to 80 men because of the RT. So it's not a catastrophic volley. And now I don't actually think this is worth it. This is worth it from the revolver calf. Going frontally here in the forest. I think he could have used it against these other units, but we'll see. This still, they're still of course going to kill this Royal Marines without a question. But with a bit of bad luck, they could have gotten the first full volley from the Royal Marines, which could halve this revolver calf. And I think at 80 men, this isn't too much of a threat. Royal Marine now routing. Red Bear being decimated, and now it's really only an Imperial Infantry rank 9 with gaff support, and we don't want this unit being that isolated. Now also behind the ridge line, so it's going to have to go a lot closer for it to be able to fire. And it looks like, oh, the archer still has ammo. Very good. He just repositioned it, and now I think his shots should be much more effective. Doesn't actually hit anything, but at least he got 4 shells out of it this time. And but I think he can keep the pressure up here. I mean, what's going to stop him? It's 2 lines versus 1. His line is also better. He has a US Marine. He still has a full revolver calf. He still has Gunma General. He still has 2 calf. Just keep up the pressure. Blaqfury has nothing here. All you can do is send these 2 calves around, and they have quite low morale too. So I'm very pessimistic here about Blaqfury's chances to save this flank. And on the other sides, we still have a standoff. So this was a nice hit, I think. No, still 129. No hit. Now, of course, now that he's a bit of position, he has much more bad luck with the accuracy. It's nothing you can do about it. Here you have the Red Bear, interestingly, hiding behind the ridgeline in case Blaqfury decides to push up on his right. Yarki hiding as well. This flank is pretty much locked down for Chaos. This is a very safe position. It's all about what's happening here. Can Chaos finish it or can he not? Now there's a supporting Red Bear, which has arrived. Bad line of sight, however. This Imperial Infantry has a good line of sight if it's not running back too far. But what Chaos can do, of course, is use these 2 units and flank around. And then Blaqfury has to abandon this upper side altogether and retreat into the lower side. And then he's completely incapable of taking any initiative whatsoever. So yeah, now Chaos decides to do it, push up the 2 infantry. And now we see a nice Kev fight. This is just very messy. I think Revolver Kev accidentally going into melee, which happens sometimes. But with the supportive fire of the Gunma General and the White Bear, I think Chaos is doing quite well here. He even popped Gunma. No, it's Rally. He popped Rally. And now his Revolver Kev is in a much better position. I think it should kill off this Revolver from Blaqfury, which is behaving weirdly. I think this Revolver also had an attack order on Chaos's Revolver, but it moved sideways to the right to reposition, which also happens sometimes. It's like bug number 20 or something, which makes some games insufferable. Again, bad luck from Blaqfury, I think, when it comes to this Revolver. But even had it worked, I don't think I could have saved this flank. There's 120-man US Marine, now supporting Red Bear. And there's still a second Revolver. I mean, this is just... this is going to be a massacre. So I'm just going to watch. I think this is a foregone conclusion. And the flank is gone, and the game is over. Very well played to Chaos. Again, second time in this tournament, the attacker artillery working out for, for the Waterfalls attacker. I think if you suspect your opponent's bringing artillery, you should just go for a partial rush, or if not the rush, at least an aggressive build, where you can push up close with infantry. But playing a waiting game against an artillery player is something I wouldn't want to do, just because of RNG. Sometimes you're lucky and he misses most of his shots, but sometimes he just kills a 150 unit, an expensive one, and then you're screwed. Because that's the unit that you get initiative out of, and if you're then left with just regular ranged units, it's going to be difficult on this map. So artillery can be a very interesting weapon, but again, it's just so random sometimes that I don't like it. I don't like playing with it. And playing against it, I'm quite successful actually, so I'm not too bothered by it. But very interesting game. It was quite a risk from Chaos, thinning out his line so much with the Gunma General, but in the end it worked out with the retreat on his left flank. He just pushed where he was stronger and played very solid defensive positions in flanks where he was weaker, which is very, very basic and solid Total War. Good stats on the revolvers, good stats on the White Bear, which was pushing together with the US Marine. Actually, 100 kills on the General. Yeah, in the end he was firing a lot when the final engagement started. But before that, again, there wasn't a lot of harassing. And no units in particular standing out here. 21 kills for the Royal Marines. Yeah, I mean, they just got a bad game against the RT. But yeah, I think if you kept up with all the other games, I think you know that this was the final game, with the scoreline being 4-2 in favor of Chaos Blade, who moves forward to the final. So congratulations. And Blaqfury will move down into, I believe, the lower bracket final. It's still going to take some time to determine the other lower bracket finalist, but once that's all said and done, I'm of course also going to cast the lower bracket final, where the winner will have the chance again to play in the final against Chaos. So if Blaqfury should be that person who wins it, he will get the chance of a rematch against Chaos Blade in the final, with the way the tournament works. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to the other matches, some of which are going to happen soon. And I'm going to try to put a lot of them on my channel, as I suppose most of them will be quite interesting. So either way, again, a long series. Hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.